This is Martha Chapman, and I'm back with some more good food for your eyes, for your ears, and for your soul. I got some good news. I got some good news. Your breakthrough is here. You see, the reason I know that your breakthrough is here is because I just got a feeling that everything is going to be all right. When I was led to scripture, I came across Daniel's story. And Daniel's story is very unique because there was a lot of people who ran and told the king that he couldn't change his decree and that Daniel had to be stoned and thrown into the lion's den and he had to be killed. And the king did not want to do it. He did not want to go against Daniel. But because of every law that was in place, he couldn't back out of it. So he spoke a word to Daniel, pretty much saying, Daniel, the God that you pray to all the time, I pray that that same God can get you out of this situation because I can't. And I really don't want to do this to you, Daniel, but my hands are tied. But the king couldn't rest. He couldn't sleep. He didn't want to do his normal entertainment because he was worried about Daniel. Pause and let's talk about us. There may be some people in your workplace that have really spoke bad about you, and you're in a predicament where your boss, his or her back is pinned up against the wall because they have to go forth with the proper protocol to really get you in this situation. But the God that you serve and the God that you know and the God that I serve is not going to let that happen to you. Daniel was in a similar situation. So I want you to lean on this parable that I'm going to read. But I really challenge anyone that can hear this video, read chapter 6 completely of Daniel. But I'm going to read these parables to encourage you that it's not going to happen. That everything that's going against you is going to be reversed. And you're going to be celebrating real soon. Daniel, chapter 6. This is what the king says to Daniel. He gets up the next morning and he goes running to that lion's den. And this is what the king says to Daniel, which is Daniel's supposed to be dead and ate up by the lions. But this is what the king says. And I'm going to start at 16. He says this. So at last, the king gave orders to Daniel to be arrested and thrown into the den of lions. Now I'm going to move to when the king goes running. 19. Very early the next morning, the king hurried out to the lion's den. When he got there, he called out in anguish. Anguish means he called out in sadness. Daniel, servant of the living God, was your God, whom you worship, continually able to rescue you from the lions? Daniel answered. Daniel answered, long live the king. My God sent his angel to shut the lions' mouths so that they would not hurt me. For I have been found innocent in his sight, and I have not wronged you, your majesty. Get ready to celebrate. the people that are on the sideline that want you to be terminated, the people that are on the sideline that want you to be evicted, the people that are on the sideline that want you not to get what God has for you, they will watch how God will spit it for your glory, because God had faith in Daniel. Daniel had been praying to God for 3 times a day. That was his ritual. And once he got word that all this was coming against him, he was herded up in prayer. Now, it's amazing to me how the king had faith to run, thinking that Daniel would still be alive. And guess what? He was. Daniel answered, "You will answer. You will have a praise report. You will have good news. All I'm challenging you to do is keep praying." Daniel prayed 3 times a day to the Lord above, and whatever he was saying to God, he had some reservation. He had some books that had been stamped by God. So the lions tried it, huh? When he was thrown in the lion's den, the lions tried it, but they did not succeed, because when the king came a running, Daniel what? Answered. You are going to be in a situation, hear me when I say this, where you're vindicated, where your name is cleared, where your reputation is restored, where the very people that wanted you to go down in the lowest of the low, God is going to raise you for an example for his glory. So you stay in a position of praise, because if God did it for Daniel, he will do the same for you. All you have to do is continue to be in a position of thanksgiving and praise. I gotta read. Daniel, when he called Daniel, Daniel answered. But I gotta read this again. Daniel said, God sent his angel to shut the lions' mouths so that they would not hurt me, for I have been found innocent in his sight. Thank God for the angels. God is sending angels on your behalf to turn the situation around. Don't you move, and don't you be dismayed, because God is using you as an example of his glory. Be encouraged by Daniel's outcome, because if God did it for Daniel, he will do the same for you. Oh, yes, he will. So I just stopped by to encourage you, to remind you that your change is coming, that your good news is coming, and that everyone that's watching for your demise, well, they better get their popcorn ready, because God is about to restore you. And when God restores you, they will know, and you will know that God sent an angel on your behalf. Be blessed by this word. May it remind you that what the devil meant for bad, God is going to spin it for his glory. Be blessed by this word. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. But until next time, keep shining.